that one could argue was better than the Indiana Pacers. But collectively, as a full 12 to 15-man roster, there's no way in hell we could say they were better than the Indiana Pacers. When the Indiana Pacers had 10, 11 dudes that they gave at least 15 minutes a game to this season. Which brings us to Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle, obviously, you're right about that. We all know he's a better coach. But let's not forget that Rick Carlisle is a better coach than most. It's not like he's a better coach because Thibodeau's bad. It's that Thibodeau's really good, but Rick Carlisle is great. He's a champion. Who, by the way, has done something that Tibbs just gave us an inkling he was capable of doing by making adjustments, modifying his personality, his approach, his temperament towards actually coaching a team. So we see that from Rick Carlisle. We appreciate it, and we wish Tibbs was more of that. That is true. But here's where it gets interesting, where Doggy is right about this front office. First of all, Dolan is petty. Petty. He's gone on podcasts in the past with Brunson, with Josh Hart, admitting that he would interfere, that he would be a bit rash in his judgment, a bit abrupt at times, and would interfere where he didn't need to, and it veered the New York Knicks franchise in the wrong direction. This is a man that was clearly born on third base, okay? He verbalizes silver spoon in his mouth. I mean, please. We know that because we know his daddy, Charles Dolan, was a great man and obviously did a great job previewing the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. And he inherited all of that. All right, and the New York Knicks had nosedived as a franchise ever since until Leon Rose arrived. Don't want to take away from Mike Woodson and the job he did the year they won the Atlantic Division crown and lost in the semifinals to the Indiana Pacers with those boys, because Mike Woodson did a good job as well with Carmelo Anthony as the starter team. But the point is Tibbs has been better than anybody. Here's where we get to Leon Rose. Leon Rose, and I want to make sure that I'm fair in saying this because I've known the man for over 25 years. Can't find him now that he's the president of the basketball operations for the New York Knicks. You can catch him seeing on the sidelines. Can't catch him any other time, all right? All of a sudden, he's hit from the media. Clearly, he took lessons from James Dolan, hiding all the damn time. It's very cowardice what he does with the media. He doesn't want to stand up and answer for the decisions that he makes. It's Bush League. It's weak. There's no place for it. If you are the president of basketball operations, with the support that the fan base in New York City gives you, they have a right to know why you made the decisions that you made. For example, let me play the role and keep Doggy and Jay up there when I'm saying this, because I'm a reporter in his presence asking this question right now, figuratively speaking. Let's play this game. Hey, Leon Rose, why you let go of Tibbs? Leon Rose, did the players have any influence in you making this decision? Leon Rose was one of those players, Mikal Bridges. Leon Rose, is it not true that Thibodeau made his bones as an elite defensive mind in the game of basketball? How was your defense last year compared to this year? What level of culpability do you accept from that? Leon Rose, did you think it was wise to trade 5 first-round picks, including 4 unprotected, for a dude that has never even been an all-star? Leon Rose, what role do you believe that played in whatever level of cynicism or skepticism or criticism you might have towards a Tom Thibodeau? These are questions off the top of my damn head without thinking about it for 5 seconds. Those are the kind of things you have to sit before the media as a steward of a franchise and ask why. Because it might make you hesitant to make those kind of moves if you know you have to stand up and be accountable. But because of what Doggy said, how pathetic James Dolan has been with the media, how clearly he sprinkled his temperament onto that of Leon Rose, both of them appear cowardice. They never answer any damn questions, which means they're never to be held accountable. The only recourse you have as a fan base is to not show up to Madison Square Garden, which is not what people are going to do. They notice, and as a result, you can make highly questionable decisions and operate with relative impunity because you know you're not going to ever be held accountable. That's the problem that we're talking about with the New York Knicks franchise right now, which is why Thibodeau being gone looks like a scapegoat move if ever there was one.
100%, Steve. And here's the problem, and this is why the Knicks can't get out of their own way. 2 weeks ago, you could have given the Statue of Liberty to Thibodeau. They beat the Celtics. They didn't beat the Celtics. They embarrassed the Celtics. Game 6, they won that series before Tatum got hurt. They killed the world champs, and nobody gave them a chance. Think about it. If they would have played the Celtics and lost in 7 games, they would have still be the head.
Chọn Internet Wi-Fi VNPT. Siêu công nghệ XGS Phone. Tốc độ cực đỉnh lên đến 10 gigabit trên giây. Tích hợp di động, Wi-Fi, truyền hình, camera.
And if they make a free throw in the last 58 seconds of Game 1 against the Pacers, they probably, well, if nothing else, they would have played a Game 7, and they probably win the series. So you fired a guy who gave you 5 years of his life, who won 5 playoff series. You basically fire a guy because Anthony Towns, who can't play any defense, Anthony Towns and OG missed free throws. That's not the way you run an organization. You can't, if a kid makes an error in the bottom of the 8th inning of a championship baseball game in Game 7, you don't fire the manager when the season's over. And that's essentially what the Knicks did. I can't support it under any circumstance.
Jay, I know you're champing at the bit to respond. I just want to ask you this because you mentioned this earlier and my ears perked up. You said there's another name in terms of head coach that could pierce through. Who is that person?
Yeah. So, Molly, I'll say this too. You can't win in 2025 playing 1990s basketball. You have to change up your style. And I do think there is a coach out there that is currently coaching the Houston Rockets that will be the most amazing fit in New York City, and that's Ime Udoka, a guy that understands Boston Celtics and how they built with Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge and what their personnel looks like, has an understanding of that, and has a similar but updated culture in Houston with some young dogs where he's built a pretty incredible foundation over a quick period of time. And understanding how the Western Conference is loaded, and look, the Knicks have money to spend. I think Ime Udoka is the choice. I think he's the person you run towards, and I think you find any way to pry him away from the Houston Rockets organization and bring him to the New York Knicks, because I think he epitomizes who the New York Knicks are as a franchise.
It's an interesting name. Stephen A., to that you say what?
Oh, he wants to say yes to that.
Hold on. I didn't think about that. I love it. Love it. But there's only one problem. It ain't going to happen. And it's not going to happen because as much as I love it, Tillman Fertitta loves Ime Udoka more. This man has resurrected the Houston Rockets franchise the moment he arrived. Ime Udoka is one of the top 5 coaches in basketball. I'm going to repeat that, doggy. He's one of the top 5 coaches in basketball. This brother can coach. He is special. And let me tell you something right now. I'm saying it here clear as day. I have no doubt that Ime Udoka is going to deliver a championship to Houston eventually. They're probably going to have to trade Jalen Green, because you can't have the face of a franchise that can't make shots in most of his games when you really, really need him to, okay? You're going to probably have to go out, whether it's a KD or somebody else, you're going to need a piece. But you need a closer. You need an offensive weapon. But Ime Udoka can coach. It's such a good decision, a good choice that Jay just brought up. I'm ashamed I didn't think about it. I'm ashamed I didn't think about it. Jay, this is a moment. Hold on to this moment, because I've never felt this way about you. Not once. Not once. I've never felt that you were right. This is one time, doggy. I'm looking at this. Damn. I love that. I didn't even think of it. Not at all. But
we have to leave
it's not going to happen, because I happen to know Tillman Fertitta. You understand? I got profound respect for that man.
Final word here.
He ain't letting him go.
All I'm going to say, S.A., Ime has to want to be there long-term as well. What he wants plays into this also. Just say
Ime ain't getting out of Houston for next season.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen, we'll have much more on the Knicks in the second hour. Windy will join us for that. But let's not forget the final start tomorrow. If the Thunder end up hoisting the trophy, how should they be viewed? We have a take you won't believe. In Cowboys, talking Super Bowl. Shocking. We'll see if Southern Steve likes or dislikes these comments coming out of